You're Spider-Man. With my help, you'll achieve greatness.
Oh man, this suit's incredible! If you ever need another butt kicking, just look for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Welcome back to the Nerdy Grail, and as you just saw by that intro, in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the first 2 episodes of the brand new Disney Plus show, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which literally just dropped today on Disney Plus. We have episode 1 titled Amazing Fantasy and episode 2 titled The Parker Luck. Now, I was a little bit skeptical about the show when it first came out. I didn't really know what to make of it. I didn't really know if the animation style would really suit me. I wasn't really overly sure on the voice cast. But after watching those episodes, I must admit I don't find it too bad. I actually quite enjoyed the episodes overall, and I thought that all the characters they introduced were pretty decent. It is still early doors, but what I do find interesting is the release schedule for this series, because they're doing it in a really weird way. Like, we just had episodes 1 and 2 drop, and then next week they're dropping episodes 3, 4, and 5, I believe. And then they're going to be dropping the next lot, and then there's going to be a 2-part finale. So they're dropping the series quite quick and releasing 2 or 3 episodes out at a time, which I think is really bizarre. I can kind of see why they dropped episodes 1 and 2 of this series together, though. Because episode 1 is sort of your getting to know the characters, getting Peter to get bitten by the spider, which they do in a really unique way. And then episode 2, you sort of start off then what's going to be a core plot of the series going forward, with the cliffhanger of part 2 being that premise. So, very quickly, I'm just going to go over both episodes and just give you my initial thoughts on them. So, episode 1, titled An Amazing Fantasy, you sort of get a bit of a backstory into how Peter became, you know, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You know, he gets that balance. At the start, I literally thought like I was watching like Tom Holland, because he did give me Tom Holland vibes, but then came into his own towards the end of the episode. I think his costume is also really, really unique. I love it. It's sort of that happy blend of like the homemade suit and then trying to get into like the early stages of his Spider-Man costume with like that wrestler look and all as well. I think it's really, really cool. It's also got a touch of like the Miles Morales costume as well, with the shoes, the trainers as well. I think was really cool. You get introduced into a lot of new characters in this. You've got Peter Parker, obviously. You've got his Aunt May. You've also then got some of his school friends as well. The main one, Nico, who he meets on his first day during his orientation day. We discover that he gets his spider bite due to an interaction with Doctor Strange, who is fighting this creature. It almost looks like it's a symbiote creature, which is really bizarre. But Doctor Strange interrupts Peter's little orientation day, causing it to get delayed. And this spider drops down through the portal, and that's what he gets bitten by. And then it skips forward then by a couple of months, and he's already used to his spider powers, so that we don't actually have to sit through him going through the generic, oh, these are my powers, I don't really know how to control them, so to speak. They sort of skip all of that, and he's sort of kind of used to his abilities at this point, and he's starting to stop some petty crimes. And over the course of the episode, he does, you know, he deals with car chases, he deals with a theft of a woman who stole some money because she was hard on cash, and he ends up letting her go. It's really, really sweet, I must admit. But he also gets introduced into lots of other characters as well. We get introduced to Lonnie Lincoln, who is this like football star, and we sort of get this idea that he could be this. Well, he's part of the football team, so we thought he was going to be like this aggressive, big-headed character, but he's actually really, really sweet. They do delve into teetering on where they talk about race as well, because on his way home he does get looks from like the police. A lot of people try to stay away from him, so they are teetering on that sort of racial stereotype a little bit, which I thought was unique to say the least. So I'm wondering how they're going to go forward with that. He seems like a really, really nice guy, and he gets paired up with Peter for a science project, so that's really nice. Peter does have a crush who Lonnie is actually dating, so he's hoping that by working with Lonnie he might be able to prove to his crush that he is an older gentleman, because she used to be his babysitter when he was younger, even though there's not much of an age gap between them. But yeah, and by the end of the episode, we actually get introduced to the character of Norman Osborn. Earlier in the episode, he did save Harry Osborn from getting ganged up on by these thugs who were chasing him for some money. Which the Harry design did throw me a little bit when I first saw like the trailers and stuff. But actually, it grew on me in the episode, and I'm fine with it. I think he looks fine. He looks perfectly fine and suitable. Be interested to see what happens going forward. But yeah, at the end of the episode, we do get introduced to Norman Osborn, who is interested in signing Peter up for an internship. So, and that's pretty much the basic premise of Amazing Fantasy, really. Overall, I would say that episode I'd probably give maybe like a 7 out of 10. It did entertain me from start to finish, and I did quite enjoy it. There was a few elements here or there that I thought was a little bit rushed, but I thought when you've got a run time of only 25 to 30 minutes per episode, you do got to sort of rush a little bit, and that's sort of what they're aiming for. They know by now people have seen a Spider-Man series, or should have, but also they understand that it could be someone's first time. So they give you the basic premise of he's bitten by a spider, he's now able to swing webs, he's stronger. So they give you elements of that, but they don't go into the full-on detail, the full-on shabam of, oh my god, I just ripped a door handle off, oh my god, I can't unstick from the wall. You know, they give you like a quickened version of it for those of us who have seen a Spider-Man series before and know the character of Spider-Man, but still cater to those who are newbies. But yeah, like I said, the episode ends with Norman Osborn being in Peter and May's apartment, and then episode 2 is titled The Parker's Luck, where Norman is offering Peter an internship because he sees him as a genius, a scientific genius, and wants him to work for him. Peter goes off telling all of his friends about this, who do warn him about Norman Osborn, saying that there's no way that a guy that shady managed to get into money that easily. He must be dealing with some bad people. There must be like some secret agenda going on. And the episode is literally Peter trying to get this life balance of his social life, trying to keep his friendship with Nico, but also trying to make sure that he is still being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and also goes to this Osborn internship where he meets a couple of other people as well. He meets some people from like Wakanda, which I thought was quite interesting. So I'm glad that they are world building in this, because in episode 1 you see the Stark Tower or Avengers Tower. You know, you got people from Wakanda. You get introduced to Amadeus Cho in this as well, which I think was really, really cool, a nice little touch. But you get lots of characters. There's even, I think I had to write this down, I think her name is Carla Connor, if I'm just double checking. Yeah, Carla Connor, I believe, who like a gender swap version of Dr. Connors. Yeah, Carla Connors. Because when they said Dr. Connors, I was like, oh, we're going to get a Dr. Connors in this. And yeah, it's a female version, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. It'll be interesting to see what they do going forward. Will she become the Lizard at some point? Who knows? But yeah, so Peter does this internship because Norman wants to speak to him. But he has to go through these little tests and experiments first. He can't go right to the big man. But in between, he goes to stop some crimes. You know, typical Parker thing. He sees a danger on a TV. He has to go and save it. And so he does that. You do get that playfulness with Peter. I think Peter has done quite well in this series so far. He's got that geekiness and nerdiness that Peter has, but he's also got a bit of a cool streak to him as well. I quite like that. He does have confidence. So he's got like the perfect blend, I think, of the 3 live-action Spider-Mans that we've seen so far, which I think is good. It's good to have that balance. And yeah, and I like all the characters that we got. But the episode does actually end with Peter getting called up to Norman's office, and Norman actually finds out that Peter is Spider-Man because he caught him on the security cameras changing into his costume to go save a fire, a building from burning down, which Peter saw on the news earlier while on a break. And that is how the episode ends. So I'm guessing going forward now, we're going to see Norman maybe try to equip Peter, maybe try to use Peter to his own advantage, maybe, or maybe be a bit more of a mentor to him. It'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. Like I say, all the characters are interesting. I say I like the character of Peter. I'm really engaging with the characters of Nico and Lonnie. I'm hoping Peter's relationship with those carries on. I'm interested to see what happens with Carla Connors. Interested to see if we'll see more heroes, because there's a lot of hints to Iron Man through this series. So I'm hoping we will see Iron Man. I know that there's rumours that we might see other characters such as like the Kingpin and Doc Ock might be in this as well at some point. We know Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock is going to appear at some point, so I'm really interested in that. So yeah, I can't wait to see where this series goes from here. And like I said, next week, apparently we're getting 3 episodes drop, so that's going to be pretty intense. We'll already be on episode 5 of the series. It's mad. You almost think at this point they should just drop the whole series in one go. But that is going to be my little quick thoughts on Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man episodes 1 and 2. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please like it by giving it a thumbs up and comment down below your thoughts on Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Have you watched it? Are you going to watch it? Does it interest you? And what are your thoughts on Spider-Man in general? And subscribe if you are new. But for now, this is the Nerdy Grail signing off. I hope you've had an amazing day. And me and Spidey will see you all next time. Bye for now, everyone.